back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. So we're doing something a little different tonight, and someone please remind me why we picked tonight to do this.
Because I was like, let's do. You guys want to do Slam 18, and because it's missing, right? Trent was going to tell the story, but like it's missing from the archives.
Oh,
and
that's right. It's
because
missing.
That was the first one where like Trent and Kyle were supposed to do it because you weren't even around yet. This is like early Impact Heads days,
and this is pre J-Bone,
yeah. And so like Trent was waiting to do Slam, and Trent didn't know how to do shit at the time. He didn't have access to the accounts, and Kyle just straight up no showed. So Slam never got done in 2018. And as everybody who would be in this chat on a Tuesday night at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock Central, would know, Slam 18 is widely considered to be one of, if not the best slams by a lot of Impact fans. So we thought, shit, I've been dying. I know Hakeem and Terrence and a lot of people have been asking us to do this one anyways. I've wanted to do it. J-Bone has done it previously on his own, which you can catch over on his channel, Smash This Podcast.
I actually watched that this morning. I'm like, did I cover this? And sure shit, yeah, I did. It was 4 years ago. This is, like I said, this is before I even joined. But what's funny is, and I was watching this, and I'm like, yeah, I wonder if Bill's in the front row. Sure as shit, Bill's in the front row. Man, Bill was practically eating tables.
Yeah, he was all over the show.
He had almost had a Homicide in his lap, a Santana in his lap. I mean, Moose and Aries were like all over that area. I mean, it was, dude, Bill, you had to take some really good pictures that night.
Oh yeah, those.
Yeah, maybe we'll see those two.
You were even featured in the startup video at the beginning of the show. You were predominantly featured in that. Yeah, I forget the gentleman that they had doing the voiceover or whatever, but they were showing like clips of like past stuff. Yeah. And Bill was like in a couple of the shots, like predominantly like focused on him, like cheering and giving the energy. So it was like, yeah, awesome, Bill. You're like a thing of legend. Like it's amazing.
The front row legend. I just want to see Bill fight Vladimir one day. I think it's the thing every wrestling fan wants at some point.
Interesting you bring him up.
Vladimir, it's on.
Last Thursday, when I couldn't make the show, and I was in New York for MLW, Vladimir was there.
Were you guys next to each other? Did you guys meet?
He was on the opposite side.
Did your eyes meet across the ring, like during a match, and it was like, fucking you, like Maggie Simpson on The Simpsons and the little eyebrowed, what's his name? I can't remember her arch nemesis. The little baby with the fucking eyebrows. That was you guys, right?
And I don't think there's a lot, but he did make a few TNA appearances, I believe, down in Florida, Vladimir. During the Hogan era. I think he made it. Yeah, maybe not many, but I think a couple.
Interesting. Alrighty. I like the music we got going on. Like, I'm fucking chilling.
It is. This is supposed to be more of a chill evening. This is
not like the rock music, J-Bone.
It's easier to tune out than the other music.
Yeah, I don't like.
I'll allow it.
I like this.
This is Night Drive.
That's what I play for After Dark. Is Night Drive. That's this.
Just don't be a night rider, J-Bone.
See, the thing is, like, if I'm well, you guys already know I'm stoned before we got here, so like, this is, I don't want to hear the louder stuff, right? Like, this is chill,
mellow.
I try not to blast it just because some of us aren't as used to it as others.
Yeah,
when we have more of us, it's easier to tune out. If
you want to blast something, you blast it.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
There's an appearance from Kyle.
That's another kind of driving. Yeah, Kyle, hope you're well.
Without context, that looks like a clip to a music video.
Totally.
Like, I just can imagine explosions going off in the background, and yeah.
It's like it's definitely like backstage at a Snoop concert or something. Rolling in my 6-4. Got all the homies saying, "What? I don't know." I'm not that cool. I'm sorry.
Jimmy
right.
Christmas.
Speaking of Cal, what's up? What's up, mother trucker? He said my ears are ringing. What's up? Kyle, get your ass in here.
Yeah, dude, pop in.
What a scumbag!
He's a total scumbag. Yeah, and that's another great thing about this review before we dive into this. Don, this is back. This isn't that long ago, but it's long enough ago that the entire wrestling scene across this country has changed substantially.
Yes.
Don Callis and Josh Matthews
The dream team.
and this, that was pretty.
I have seen that penis.
Well, it was okay. That sounds like more of a wet dream, but anyways, this is all pre AEW.
Yeah.
Because so when AEW hit the scene within the next 6 months later, all of a sudden it just appeared out of nowhere. The entire landscape changed so much. Like, we see so many people that were on this show are no longer in the company because they went to, well, what they thought was at the time greener pastures. So that's one of the funniest things about watching this back was I think a lot of us really loved this time and wished that a lot of these guys could have stuck around, like Fenix, Pentagon, LAX,
Allie.
Allie, and there's a few in here that we kind of chuckle at, and we're kind of like, wow, where'd they go? Oh, nowhere. But we'll get to that.
This is a great, you're right, J-Bone. This time period, I don't think many of us as fans would say this is anything bad at all. This is a really great period.
Peak wrestling, man, 2018.
And this is
can't forget the legend.
Sadly, understood about half of that.
Yeah, he was all over this, wasn't he? This is also when Impact was really starting to fire up and hit the road again. They had left Florida and they had just started really just hit the ground running and trying to fill these smaller, like theater type places. I don't know what else to call them. Ballrooms, I guess you could say.
A lot of interesting venues in this time period. I loved it. You never knew where Impact was going to run a show.
Yeah, for sure.
This one was very unique. I mean, this looked like something. I'm like, okay, where's the disco ball? You know, I'm looking back at this one.
I have always said this. Critical Sting and I have had this conversation a zillion times. The Rebel Complex is a character in this show on this night. It's one of the best modern Impact crowds on, tape that I can remember. I can't imagine how loud it was in that room, Bill, when Bill was there, but it comes across so well. It's a beautiful venue. Every angle is good. It makes for a great show. Cool ramp. Everything about it's badass.
Yeah, it's a very modern nightclub, pretty much. Has a decent amount of space when you put production in there. Tightens it up.
It looks big.
But it's a decent amount of space. But obviously, their key is they have all those screens and lighting kind of above, like in the center, which is kind of the staple that they really utilized well at that venue. So obviously, they did TV there. So definitely looks good.
Yeah. The whole atmosphere in that place was really something. And I don't know, did you ever find out like how many people were in there? Like
I know people are saying there was like it could capacity like a couple thousand. Now, once you have all the production stuff in there, although they were creative, because if you notice what we'll call the hard cam or a steady cam was like up in the balcony, like it was a little bit of a unique angle, little awkward, because it's not like a hard cam. That would have took a lot of seats away. But I'd say it was probably for the pay-per-view in that 1,200 range, probably.
Okay.
Like over 1,000, but not way over 1,000.
Wow. Okay.
Gotcha.
Wait, how many were at BFG last year? About that as well, right? About 1,000 at Samstown?
BFG and Samstown, yeah, I'd say that would be similar.
Okay, the acoustics.
Because they have a lot of balcony seating. Like they had bleachers.
Rebel?
They had no, they had a little bit, but that down in Samstown they have bleachers. So when they have most of the bleachers out, that's a lot of space they can fill up.
Well,
so,
I'm just thinking a sound comparison because the Rebel complex, that crowd sounds incredible.
Well, I think that's where they mic'd up well. When they had a lot of venues where they weren't miking up well for years, and during that time, I think just that whole venue, they were able to get the sound right. However, maybe just how the acoustics are in that building, they were really able to, because you can kind of see it. Like initially, the show isn't too loud. Like the crowd ramps up as the card ramps up. But you can kind of tell. It's like, oh yeah, we're here to show, yay, woo! And then, but then it gets ramped up, and then obviously when you get to some of the matches on this card, it really then the crowd starts really getting into it and going nuts. But they did a good job.
As the matches got crazier, I think the crowd got a little crazier. Especially the last, I'd say, few matches, like 3 matches, they really got wild.
I mean, I felt like they were hot though, even right off the bat. They may not have been as loud, but they were hot. Like everybody who came out, you could tell it was a smart crowd. The chants
once
were
they started
on point.
people, like I think there was probably people that maybe just went, oh, wrestling show, I'm just going to show up. So they weren't really sure who was really maybe even going to come out half the time. But then once they saw them and they saw some of the preview videos, they were getting ramped up. Like it's almost like there was that calm before the storm. It's almost like going live a little subdued, but then once the first entrance happened, then they kicked it into gear.
Yeah. Well, and as the card goes on, it's banger after banger after banger, non-stop all.
Right. Keith is asking about J-Bone news. I really don't have any. I mean, there's a couple of updates on the Against All Odds card, but you can go to Impact News and get that stuff. I'm not going to really waste any time on that tonight because we're already late as it is, and we're just having fun chatting it up here because we haven't even hit the review yet. We're already 15 minutes in. All right, let's start this.
It's TNI. Isn't this what we do?
This is true.
Ramble.
This is what we do. Yeah, it's
Critical Sting, loving the Slam 18, can stay up all night. He's Rhonda Shearing, and you're too young to understand that reference. Critical Sting.
Critical Sting is an old soul, though. A man wise beyond his years, clearly.
Right.
We almost saw him once, but he had a bandana on the whole time, or a mask or something. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I think if you go back in the history, I think he does. He may or may not revealing himself at the end. But
oh yeah, okay, maybe he did. That was when we were still, or you guys. I wasn't even around. Yeah, it was Impact Plus Weekly, right? Is that right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, how the show has evolved over the last handful of years.
Man,
spoiler alert.
Dude, Impact Plus Weekly had a good 44 episode run or whatever, though. Solid show, man. Good times. Go back in the archives if you haven't watched our old show.
Yeah, there's
Impact Plus Weekly.
There's playlists on the channel. Just go check them out if you want. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so we start out here. Slammiversary 2018. Josh Matthews and Don Callis.
Yeah, but I know it was mentioned, but we do get that obvious great intro video. Rest in peace, Barry Scott.
Oh, Barry Scott. Yes. Yeah. That was iconic. There's no other word to describe him less than that. It was absolutely iconic. He's kind of, it's black and white. He's kind of strolling around.
Open.
What's that?
Cold open.
Yes, the cold open. Yes, classic. So, man, he is missed. I mean, they still do. They do a little bit of it, but whoever it is, it's just not the same, So, all right. So we start out here with basic. There's no titles on the line here, but it's basically a fatal 4-way. Oh, here we go. Well,
Just in time.
Here we go.
From the night drive. Night drive for a night drive.
I'm on the road, man. Wait, the connection sucks. Damn it. I'm gonna jump back in. Hold on.
Okay.
Jump back in.
Like Trent can never give us his full attention. He's always in the kitchen or driving or like at his parents' house.
Well, at least he's not, phone on the other side of the bathroom. Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm taking a dump. At least
He's cooking.
Oh, the pasta mania days. Those were
He's
good
dancing.
It's terrifying. All right.
Good times.
All right. So it's basically an X Division free for all. Johnny Impact has been gone for a while at this point, and I forget exactly how long he was gone. I'm guessing during the summer. Bill might be able to remember. He was filming stuff for Survivor. That much I know. All right, here we go.
Johnny Hollywood.
From the road.
From the road.
There he is.
There we go.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
What's that beeping? Are you about to explode?
All right, hold on. I'm just trying to get out of a parking spot.
Are you backing
Figure I
your
connect.
big ass up?
Hold on a second.
Is that because of your butt?
This sucks. I can't hear you guys
Is that-
clear for some reason.
It's probably from your big ass flapping as you're backing up.
I might have to go off camera, guys. I can't hear you guys too well. Let me see if this helps.
Something about your butthole.
How's that?
Nope.
No?
No, didn't help.
But Trent, go home and log in, Trent.
How close are
I
you?
think I'll connect it. I'll go home and I'll connect with you guys.
There you go.
Good idea.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right.
Sorry, audio listeners. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
Trent got a big dump truck.
He's got the bald modem.
The 28.8.
All right. Well, let's try this again. So we got Petey Williams, Fenix, Taiji Ishimori,
The Bone Soldier.
Yeah.
Soldier, and the return of one of my favorites, Johnny Mother effing Impact.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Well, I know a couple people in the chat are mentioning this, and we should say it. Petey Williams was a fill-in because I was at the MLW show where Rich Swann got injured before this. So he was not able to compete. It was supposed to be Rich Swann in this match, but Petey Pump took the place here.
Now that's not when he got injured, is it?
No,
it's when he got it like a concussion.
Oh, okay. So he just got a little banged up. I was thinking when he like broke his leg in half or something.
No.
Okay.
that was in San Antonio at the Bash at the Brewery 2.
Oh, and that was tag team stuff. That wasn't nothing like
Year later, yeah.
Yeah, that was
was
somebody we
TV.
don't talk about anymore.
Cannot be
Wasn't
named.
a safe worker and is also just a general piece of shit. So no, like proven. That's not my words. That's like proven that he's a piece of shit. I didn't say it.
Jiminy Christmas.
That's like his title.
His middle name. All right.
Yeah.
So, but this was an absolute bagger of a way to start out this show here. Petey Williams, like you said, brought in a last minute, representing Canada. The Canada fans here just went nuts seeing him. And this is back when Fenix was a part of the roster with his brother Pentagon, who we'll get to later. And Fenix, to this day, he may be banged up here and there, but he's still one of the best out there. He does some crazy ass stuff. Taiji Ishimori looked like he was limping on his way into the ring. Am I not the only one that
I
noticed
thought
that?
so too, but then Stefan was like, "Oh, he's the bone soldier, so it's just like he's walking like a skeleton." Yeah, like a zombie kind of like shuffle kind of thing. Because at first I'm like, "Oh, he looks like he's like hurting turkey, like right there," but yeah, no, I don't know. I have not the answers to this question. Just the strangest observation.
He looked banged up, but then he started moving, and it's like, oh no, he's fine.
Well, that's like PCO. PCO takes 75 minutes to get to to the ring, but once he's in, it's fucking watch out, man.
Oh man,
he's trying to steal the Taker's gimmick. It's
better than
except that PCO does it every week.
Yeah,
crazy ass,
and screams his head off and makes weird faces. But yeah, so yeah, this match was amazing. Any other opinions on this?
Go ahead, Alicia.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything established. I was just making the sound as I was thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
Well, you know me. I'm a color commentary guy. For
all
me,
good.
like I started getting back into Impact when Johnny came back to the company. So around this time, a little bit later, I had to go back and watch this. I didn't watch Slam 18 when it happened. BFG is more where I started watching in 2018 regularly. But like most of you guys know, Johnny's like my favorite. So for me, this match was amazing. Everyone in it is incredible. Like any one of these matches on the card could be match of the night, but in a sentimental kind of way, Allie's match and this match are like right there, like for this card. So this is everybody got great stuff in. They did everything you expected. This match is fast. Fenix might be the biggest miss on not putting a belt on somebody while they were in the company ever, maybe. Possibly. That's all I got.
Yeah, well, he and his brother became tag champs.
Pentagon was world champ.
Pentagon was world champ. Yeah.
Right.
No, they were never tag champs.
I thought they were. I could have swore they were
not
tag
in Impact. No, not in Impact.
Because I know they left and then LAX left, and I thought, well, I know LAX was tag champs.
Oh yeah, many times. Yeah.
But I could have swore. Well, I know they had a feud with Pentagon and Fenix right before they left, and that was in. I think that was in Mexico. Was their last
LAX? Yeah,
but they didn't drop the belts to them.
No, they dropped to the North, and then they had a match with Swan and Mac the next night on Impact, or the next episode of Impact.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a little fuzzy. That's
Critical Sync says what I'm thinking.
This was such a unique time right before things really got flipped on its head in the wrestling world. Yeah. And I like it, opinions aside, some people like AEW, some people don't, but man, it just rocked the world. It really was crazy.
Apparently they were tag champs. I don't remember that run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could have sworn they were. But anyways.
I got to jump out for a sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all right. So Johnny Impact wins this one. And
I miss that music so much, guys. God, when I heard it hit I knew he was coming out. I've seen this event a million times. The hair on my arm stood up. I was so happy to see Johnny again. I miss him so much. He's the number one person I would sign back if we could bring somebody back.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind bringing him back. I mean, the guys, like, I don't know, like, how, like, I don't, like, okay, so at the time, I was all about Johnny Impact because of Lucha Underground. Like, he was really, between 2015 and here, he was really jump-starting his wrestling career again.
Yeah.
And just doing amazing things. Like, he was in some of just the best shape of his life. And, I'll always love him. I watched some of his stuff when he was up north, and now he's just kind of bouncing around. He showed up a few times in AEW, but he really never signed. So yeah, maybe he will come back to Impact. I don't know, but whatever he does, I'm still going to be a fan of his.
Oh, anywhere he goes. Johnny Caballero, if he's a Johnny MLW, I might actually watch MLW.
Well, his better half is over there.
She's their champion. Their first.
She's the women's champ over there.
That's Taya all the belts.
They call it something else though. What do they call it? The featherweight.
What?
No. Yeah, it's like that Invictus, and they have like a straw weight. You know, there's like different.
Weird.
Yeah, well, they're trying to like be different instead of just calling it a women's title.
The transatlantic Middle America Equator title, whatever those titles are called. No,
right. Right. Don't get lost saying it though.
What?
Okay. All right. So next we've got now this one is I had mixed feelings about watching this next one. You know, it's like we know what happened in the long run, but at the time, man, Tessa Blanchard was really something special, you know? And it's you know, some of us, it might be hard to remember some of those times when you watch this match and man, her and Allie put on a banger. Yeah. And this wasn't for a title or anything. What do you guys think about Tessa Blanchard versus Allie here?
You want to go first, Mark?
Again, as I mentioned earlier, this was one of my favorite matches because I just miss Allie a ton. It's a really good match. It's been so long since I've seen an Allie Valley driver that I forgot what her fucking finisher was because she doesn't get to use it even when she does get to work now. So, I mean, no one has ever accused Tessa of being a bad worker. She's fucking amazing. I mean, she's amazing as a worker. And this match, this was just a good time, man. Like, this was such a strong time in the company. Every one of these matches is an absolute gem. Not much else to say. I miss Allie a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is like, I didn't even remember that she was still with the company at this point. And so it was nice to see her again because she was a favorite of mine and Stefan's with that whole thing she did with Maria and Sienna. Anyway, I really like this match.
That was good stuff. I love it.
That was good storytelling.
That's why I fell in love with Allison Kay, was that stuff.
They were all really good actors for that particular storyline, and I thought everybody involved really was a credit to how well it went.
And at that time, the women, for me, like, were one of the only positive bright spots in the company at that time. So it stood. I mean, you had OVE, I guess, too, but like it was dark days. You know,
it was coming out of a weird spot because they had a lot of ideas that they were kind of mashing in together, and I appreciated the effort, but at the same time, it became a little too chaotic to watch at points. But anyway. So as far as this match, I really enjoyed it because again, it just goes to show why they actually did push Tessa to the absolute moon. As far as women's talent, in this particular match, though, I thought Allie had the better showing. But overall, you know, these two really knew how to tell a story. I can't actually remember what their feud or rivalry was that led up to that particular match, but they talked like good shit to each other, and I kind of I feel like that's been kind of missing in wrestling storytelling in the ring is like when they're getting in each other's faces and just like flinging dirt at each other. Like I don't know.
Really strong there. Steels is super good in the ring at talking it out.
There's Bill. Bill's back.
I'm back.
Bill.
Lots of Allie love in the chat.
Oh
yeah.
So we're talking Tessa Blanchard versus Allie. Bill, your thoughts on this?
Well, going back on this one, obviously, if there's one there, like that's obviously, and we know what kind of everything that goes on. We see the huge run from Tessa to the World Championship. But still, the talent is undeniable with Tessa and really sticks out. Like, even today, like, ignoring everything else which you can, she would be, obviously, if not the top knockout, right at the top of the division today. That it's just crazy that since she's left Impact, she really hasn't done anything.
She's had one match.
Warrior, right?
Yeah, she dropped the title at Warrior. That's it.
She dropped it to Kylie and
disappeared.
Yeah.
She dropped it to Kylie.
Yeah, literally disappeared. It went and got married, and unbelievable.
Got fired from WoW recently. I mean, it's like every single redemption arc ends in tragic burning dumpster fire.
It's interesting though, because I've been keeping a close eye on the promotional stuff for WoW Women of Wrestling, and they won't even play her older matches. Now I don't know how prominent she was in season 2. I never excuse me, I never got around to watching it. Season 1 was a lot of fun. It was cool. But
I believe it wasn't. She had like signed with Impact or whatever soon into season 2, so I don't remember her being around as long. Havoc and Nevaeh were there too. Yeah. Katie Forbes,
Kiera,
yeah,
Lish, right? Lish was there.
Lish
yeah,
was there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a lot of them. It was interesting how many Impact talents got involved with WoW. And Tessa really fit in there, but now it's you're watching like I said, you're watching the new promotional stuff, and she's nowhere on it at all. So
it's one of the biggest like wastes of talent ever.
Yeah, it's like I don't know where else she's gonna go.
There's nobody's gonna touch her. If WoW is firing her,
unless it's like south of the border, like.
Yeah, Triple H.
She lives down there with her husband.
I'll tell you, it feels very MLW possibility, I would say. If anyone, that would be a very Court Bauer thing to do, because now they are kind of doing a little bit with Ty and all,
right.
Division, and they're going to be running El Paso at the same time Impact's in Texas in August, so she's right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's ever a time to give her a shot back at TV, I could see them doing it.
And if Tessa had been able to keep her shit together, Taya Tessa would have been a legendary feud. Some of my favorite women's matches of all time are the two of them. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I guess it all depends, like Ty or somebody else. But I know that's kind of more her issue than anything else. Is I think the other talent's not willing to kind of put their neck out on the line for her. So, but if someone's willing to do it, then I think that could be enough to, especially there, because you don't have to worry as much about any real repercussions. You can just do it and see what happens.
Yeah,
that's right, TJP. I would say really what the nail in the coffin for her was the shit she pulled with the belt and not sending them footage.
Oh yeah, it had nothing. Yeah. They stood by her on everything. It was It was the not do promos.
Yeah.
Our champion's not here. They got to do something.
Yeah. That's like they stood by her. We've been over this ad nauseum.
Yeah.
What a horrible ending, and she's just proven over and over and over again since then that we don't need her back. Like nobody needs that headache. It's clearly too large.
Yeah,
it's something
where you had to do something. You had to go through, and then maybe, who knows, wrestling years from now, anything can happen. We've seen people come back. So anything can happen. They just can't come immediately back.
True.
Coach Keith says, "Can we please move on from Tessa for crying out loud?" And I get it, but just final word from me. It comes up because it's such a fucking sad thing that she's such a shitty person, because Bill's right. She could be the top, or she's certainly.
Well, a year from this Slammiversary, she's the main event.
Yeah.
With Sami,
like not top of the women's division. She is top of the card.
This is to be almost the beginning, like the angle that goes on until that Slammiversary is about to begin. So that is a huge storyline happening here, because you're seeing the ascension here. So that you have to at least point that out. I know, just like we were saying with other things, people want to erase stuff. Yeah. You can't really erase it. She's a huge factor during this time, and even more going forward.
Yeah.
And it was a great time in the company. She was awesome at the top of the card.
I'll wrap this little section up here by giving a little prediction. And it's not towards Tessa, it's towards Allie. I have a feeling, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't do this a lot. But I have a feeling that by the end of the summer, Allie's going to be back in Impact Wrestling.
Okay.
If you because you can tell what time of year it is, and you can tell this is around this time and throughout this summer 3 years ago is when people really started to get signed.
Yeah, there's going to be a wave of. No one will call them releases.
No, they're just
their expiration.
Contract expires.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's legit at that point.
I want Sunny
pretty
Kiss
much
and Joey
all
Janela.
All the indie.
Well, Janela is already on the market.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, Janela. But I'm pretty sure he's like pretty focused on GCW, Bill, and like doing the death matches and
he's going back to what he knows.
He has a really high position in those promotions, between running and booking shows and I don't know, like booking shows or whatever. But
show up on a pay per appearance, but I'm not sure if the current people at Impact are the ones that wanted to bring him in at Bound for Glory years ago, and we got stuck with the worst surprise.
No chin.
Jeez,
that was funny.
Grow a chin.
Yeah. No.
That was a weird surprise that I don't think any of us ever asked for.
I think that goes back to, once again, I think that was probably more Don.
Like,
was a fan of his, so I don't know if that's as much of a thing that it used to be.
Good morning, Aaron.
I don't trust his judgment. There we go. All right. Anyway,
I just want to see. I know I said this to Alicia, but for any of you guys that were watching AEW at the beginning, Sunny Kiss and Joey Janela were doing some fucking awesome work.
Dream team.
The promo, it was like movie level shit, super creative, and we know what happened with AEW. But I would love for Impact to take a flyer and say, "Look, we want you both. Come show us what you were going to do."
No, they could definitely succeed.
Yeah.
I would do so.
But like I noticed right before we went live is why the reason why I said this about Allie is because I noticed that another one from the Dark Order is now a free agent. Alan Angels number 5 is gone. So
well, yeah, they don't. The Dark Order isn't really a thing anymore, right? So I can imagine why.
But they got action figures.
Yeah, they got action figures. Yeah. All right. So, but yeah, we'll see where Allie, if she stays or she goes. We'll find out by the end of summer. All right. Next, we got a House of Hardcore rules match here. Tommy Dreamer setting up this one versus Eddie Edwards. This is right after the time, looking back on this is right after the time that Eddie Edwards went through all that crazy stuff with OVE.
Put the railroad spike in Sami's eye.
Sami Callihan. Yeah, when Sami Callihan took the bat to Eddie Edwards.
Yep.
Unsafe worker.
That skyrocketed both their careers, man.
Yeah.
What a crazy event. Yeah.
And it was an accident, and how an accident just went viral. And that was really, I mean, it's a title of another pay-per-view, but it was a turning point for Impact Wrestling. It was one of those things in the start of the whole Scott D'Amore, Don Callis, we'll say era, that people really started to pay attention. And it was So that snowballed the wave of insanity that drove Eddie Edwards to where he's at this point, because one of his mentors, Tommy Dreamer, was like, yo, you're getting out of control. Your bloodlust is getting a little out of hand. And we even saw that in this match where, Eddie Edwards has got a face full of blood, and he's like taking it and he's eating it. It's just
the
wild.
crazy Eddie era.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's, he went from like, just a stale piece of bread. Good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. It's a top of the notch wrestler.
All American. Eddie Edwards.
But there was nothing to him. He was just a good wrestler. Now all of a sudden he's starting to get this
character,
charisma about him, and it just really turned him into one of the top. What I think to this day is one of the top draws in this company. Guys, what do you think about Tommy Dreamer versus Eddie Edwards?
Well, it's the evolution of the character. It makes sense. They were using that Tommy as the mentor angle, so you had to have this match to get that over. And this was a time where it's fine to be on the pay-per-view. I don't have an issue with it. Like, get a hardcore match, get the crowd. Like, although there was quite a few hardcore matches on this show. But that, once again, I think that's what got the crowd going. I don't think they were kind of expecting to see all that. So I think they just got them going nuts. And definitely, if you didn't see this, I know Aaron was saying he watched it on the app. But just for anyone that does know, especially if you're watching this on replay, you can pause it now. They uploaded the whole show on YouTube. You can watch Slammiversary 2018 for free on YouTube, courtesy of Impact Wrestling.
Oh, that saved me some trouble.
That was one of the handful of shows they put up over the last so long.
Well, I went all the way into my insiders thing to find it.
I went into the dark web, man.
The dark web.
Well, you were there buying like opium or something, anyways, right?
Oh, jeez.
Something like that.
Jiminy Christmas. But yeah, it's if you're part of the Ultimate Insiders package, if you pay the $4.99 a month, you can look up all the different the pay-per-views that they upload, and they upload a ton of them, including other content. It's worth it. Like I discontinued my Impact Plus.
Same.
And when I started, yeah, I know. I'm still a fan.
I couldn't justify paying for two different apps.
Right.
And one that doesn't work. I haven't been a subscriber in a long time.
Bitch, money is tight for Americans.
Yes.
No shit. So yeah, and while like we were doing the throwbacks every week. But I kept telling the guys, I said, look, when we're done with this, I'm canceling the Impact Plus. But I kept the Ultimate Insiders because all the specials get aired on there.
Yep.
So we get our for what's coming up this week, Against All Odds.
Oh shit, is that this weekend? Friday.
That's this coming Friday night.
Oh, it's Friday. Yes. I have a show Friday on Saturday, night. But I'll be around on Friday.
Yeah.
Nice.
So $4.99 a month, you're going to see
a badass pay-per-view, basically.
For reals.
It's one of the filler ones in between the big ones, but these Against All Odds and all the other ones, they've become can't miss. Because of the content that they're throwing in.
Matches. Like back to the one night only era. Like you got a couple winners in there, but for the most part, it was just random matches, no storylines,
right?
Which can serve a purpose. But compared to what you're getting now, that's awesome. Like right now, like the latest card for Against All Odds, like Mickey James, Joe Doring in the main event. That's freaking loaded, that show.
Yeah. It's getting better and better. Raven's coming back.
You got the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. Come on.
Yeah. That's
we haven't had a legitimate cage type match in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a long ass time since Cage and Callihan on the first Access show.
I think that's
3 years ago. October 8th of 2019, right? Is that right?
So anyone else have any thoughts on
I just want to point out that this was the birth of Kenny the Kendo Stick.
Yep.
Oh, it was
the night that Tommy Dreamer passed down in the torch to Eddie Edwards.
And I gotta say, and I was laughing at myself. I'm mature enough. I can laugh at myself. I was watching my review from 4 years ago, and apparently I was really enamored with Lish coming down to the ring.
Not a surprise,
J-Bo.
I mean, yeah, no lies there. It's Lish, man. Come on, she's fucking Lish. She's a badass.
She was all dressed up in this like sleek little black outfit, and yelling at her husband, and then left without him. And I was like, oh, see that.
Well, this is the early Lish, the actress, we've got in lots of backstage vignettes and segments. And if you notice throughout this, like they go through a lot of that. Like we get a lot of that with obviously the Sue Young and Madison stuff, but the OGs, LAX stuff, they were doing a lot of backstage video, like very high level production value.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah, she was, because this is when she was really focusing more on being Eddie Edwards' wife, and that whole relationship was strained because of his chaotic behavior and all that stuff. And then Cross at one point, before he left the company, he gets into it with Eddie, and that whole shitstorm is just nuts. And she's in the middle of that as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that Eddie put his wife through, and it's just kayfabe.
That's just a ride or die.
Yeah, she really is. She really is something else. What is Zach Bonifer still using the cross emojis in the chat? That's great. Why are those in there?
Probably for X-Men.
No, that's the cross emoji, killer cross emoji. That's
I'm so old. I got to take my glasses off.
I know. It's like tiny, right?
It felt like it was like old times, because Josh Matthews was pushing to Twitch all the time during the show. It's like, yes, I remember Twitch. It was a good platform.
We knew thee well. Yeah.
They were doing the cinematic backstage
Kyle,
too.
He's pouring one out for Twitch.
You're right.
We still love you, Twitch, bud.
And speaking of Twitch, you can gift a sub 20% off. That is still going. It's the longest sale ever. It's crazy.
It goes on forever.
So we're about halfway through this, folks. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. And if you want to tip one of your favorite podcasts, as some people did earlier on in the review, you are more than welcome to. So thank you. All right.
It's a good time to tell us you can also join us on Patreon at patreon.com. We pack for extra bonus shows, family dinner, after dark.
Speaking of family dinner, this is supposed to be the family dinner night, so I don't know when we're doing it this week.
Oh boy.
There's a cat ass. Thanks, Alicia.
Nice.
What you get?
She was like, excuse me.
Total Nonstop Cats. We know where we're at.
Total Nonstop cat ass. All right. So Eddie Edwards wins this one, and then he gets we have the passing of the torch. He, as Alicia says, he has bestowed Kenny the kendo stick. Can't believe that they actually had a name.
And not until later, though.
Right, yeah, it's all part of the evolution.
And then we get Kendra the kendo stick, and they have a family, little kendo sticks.
I must have missed that episode.
Yeah, Cookie, Kenny. Oh wait, Kenny Jr. Cookie with a K.
Was that a Jersey Shore thing or something?
Probably.
Okay.
Cookie was in TNA.
Right. This is true.
Much better than Robbie E.
Oh God. The X Division title is on the line in the next match here. Watch out with your third eye. Matt Seidel defending the X Division Championship against Brian Cage, who and this is another one. It's we could reminisce all night, and this is fun. But man, like I know some people say he's like cringe now or whatever. But he's still one of my favorites. Like I look back on this time, and I love.
He was always cringe.
I love. Okay, real life aside, whatever he does with Melissa Santos over here, I don't care. I don't
like
care
him
what
on
they
screen.
do.
I'm
I'm just whatever he's doing in the ring. I'm still a fan of his. But anyways,
yeah,
I'm actually okay with him X Division champion run.
This was.
I think that was his best time in the company for Impact. Was his X Division.
It was. This was an amazing time because he was showing off.
He was going too crazy, but like he was going like with the moveset. Like he was doing flips all over the place,
standing moves off and shit.
But it very much like he was doing in Lucha Underground, Jay. And I know we're both big Lucha Underground guys.
Oh,
so to me, it was normal. Like you had Pentagon Dark, you had Cage. So this was just kind of continuation of Lucha Underground. So I'm okay. With it. There was more issues when there was a world title reign.
Yeah. See, for me, I watched Lucha Underground after, and I like him there too. But I knew him from Impact, and I never liked him in Impact. Like,
once it got to the world title run, and obviously, he came in taking my man EC3 out, which you don't do.
Yeah,
but no, I thought his X Division run. I think that was his best time by far in Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he made that a world title. He took it around the world. He took it to Japan, other places. It was crazy.
And I had forgotten though, man. Seidel and Wrestling Society X Seidel, big fan. A little bit of the stuff with the Grand Championship, I thought was pretty good in Impact with Seidel. But what is it like when he went splat at the end of this match? If he done that at like every company he goes to, when he does that move, like it seems like he just whiffs on it half the time.
He caught his foot on that 450.
He always catches himself. Like I've seen that botch many times.
Well, this one was different. He didn't slip this time.
Yeah, sometimes he slips. Yeah.
The first time in AEW, the first night he showed up, he slipped and damn near looked like he almost killed himself.
Yeah.
This time he was on his way down and caught his foot on the turnbuckle and or rope in the corner. Mm-hmm. But it's funny is it looked like a botch, but Seidel's so good knowing his position in this match, it almost looked like it could have been something that he did on purpose. And it starts that roll into, okay, now this is where I'm going to lose. It's like, okay, I did this, hand it off to Brian now, and Brian can do his whatever the hell his finisher was at the time. I forget. You know what I mean? But nonetheless,
I just have one thing on the Matt Seidel thing to support the AEW bit I can build on. I'm not a Matt Seidel fan. He's so boring. I find him to be so boring. He's a great worker, but man, he's just a personality void. Anyways, third eye out of here. But when he was in AEW for his debut and he slipped on the shooting star press, it is because Michael Nakazawa had put oil all over the turnbuckles. So it was a unique situation, right? Like normally the turnbuckles aren't oiled up from Michael Nakazawa's oil, which he's not allowed to do anymore because of that. So that's why Seidel botched there.
Right. He was doing
I'll give him that one.
Like goofy, sexy thing with the baby oil, and he would pour it all over himself. It was kind of like it was like a baby gimmick or something. Like he just had his little shorts on and the oil. I don't even know what that was. But anyways, it almost killed Matt Seidel. So yeah, true.
It did.
But yeah,
now I know because I think when he was up north way back, I think they banned that move.
Who?
I don't think he was allowed to do that finisher. I think that wasn't the shooting star press banned in WWE for a time.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. He kept getting hurt.
Well, not to laugh somebody getting hurt, but the fact that we keep talking about him.
It is a dangerous move.
It is,
like
it
now,
is.
like every indie worker does it, just rolling out of bed. But we won't get into that.
It is a great move. It's one of my favorite finishers of all time.
Yeah.
It's
Well, the
nuts.
Canadian Destroyer is awesome, but
It's really cool.
they should all pay royalties to Petey Williams every time they do it. Never have to
Sure.
work
That's
again.
that's kind of how wrestling is, though, is that a lot of people will nonchalantly steal other people's gimmicks and then play it off of their own, especially if they manage to become more popular than the originator. It's like everybody with Masada's skewers. Like, everybody and their mother does that spot and
every death
doesn't
match
even credit the guy. Yeah.
It's more though.
I never
Just
did that.
became, now it's a transition move instead of a finisher. But there were days where a pile driver. So kudos to Eric Young. Keep it alive, man.
Hell yeah. Pile driver is legit the greatest finisher of all time. There's no reason it should ever not be a finisher.
I do like a good pile driver.
This guy right here is about to do something crazy, like pile drive something in his kitchen. We got Trent.
He's oiling up.
Kind of makes me want to.
Wasn't this like the universal sign of pile driver at one time? Like back in the day, like
one of the wrestlers used to do. I think Eric Young even did that.
I think
someone
it's like the
did.
old school.
Face Eric Young.
Yeah. I think it's like the old school sign of pile driver. I think Jerry Lawler started it, but I think everybody's kind of took it.
It's like the universal. Yeah, just what we were talking about. Everybody takes the shit.
And take it's fine. Like use it's fine, but don't devalue. And that's
that's the important part.
Hey, did you guys at the top of the show talk about why we're doing this particular?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
I told the story because you weren't here, so I filled the folks in on.
Kyle jumped in the chat for all of like 30 seconds and then he bailed.
Right,
when I was telling the story.
What else is new? It's all his fault anyway that this didn't happen. I remember watching goddamn
Here we go.
Slam 18. This fucking guy recruits me to be on this new podcast. I'm busting my ass, getting it all set, getting it ready. He's like, dude, we're gonna do Slammiversary 18. It's our first pay-per-view as a duo, and like I'm waiting, and like Sunday because the pay-per-view was, I guess it was on a Sunday, so it must have been the next day, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. No call, no show, no text. I'm like, I don't fucking know how to record this shit at the time. I have no idea. There was no StreamYard. We didn't have any of these tools, and I'm sitting there waiting. The guy disappeared for like 3 weeks. And like Slam 18 never got done.
Come on, man.
Hey, Kyle, fuck you, Kyle. How about that?
It wouldn't be a show with Trent on it if he wasn't telling Kyle to go fuck himself.
Fuck yourself, Kyle. Like seriously, I remember being so fucking angry at him at the time. Like, dude, fuck you. You wasting my goddamn time with this bullshit. I don't want to be on the show. Fuck this podcast. And then he's like, dude, I know you. Then like 4 weeks later, he's like, man, I know I lost some trust with you. Because I think I ended up carrying on recording somehow and figuring out how to put it out somewhere. And he's like, I know I lost some trust with you, but dude, trust me. So I'm like, no, I don't fucking believe you. Fuck you, you know? Like and then he like pawns J-Bone on me after that. He's like, well, there's this dude named J-Bone, do this podcast.
And now we roll like 10 deep or some shit without Kyle, so...
Yeah, it's
basically
army.
Kyle being a fucking useless piece of shit is what formed this fucking station.
Like Trent's bringing back the scumbag of the week.
This,
Critical Sting already nominated Kyle for the Tyrus Hall of Shame nomination for the week, where we run an award every week where we nominate pieces of shit in wrestling throughout the week and award them on the weekend. Last week was Vince McMahon because it was impossible. Nobody was going to beat Vince last week.
I'm going with Gail Kim, not Gail Kim as that, but who she would nominate. Glenn Jacobs.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, he was nominated that week. He was up against
Gunner?
McMahon though, dude.
That was Gunner's always there, but he's too busy
Gunner
playing backyard birthday parties.
Well, people really dug into Kane, man. They really.
Oh yeah.
Like I haven't seen anything with. I saw one thing with Jordan and Gunner, but man, did
Gunner say something new?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
Could be every day is a new day to make a bad mistake. So
well, he went after Becky Lynch, like that's the whole.
That was it, right? He went after Becky, and then Jordan jumped in on that. I think.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah. All right.
All right, where are we at? What match are we at here?
We were talking. I think we were just wrapping up the X Division title match. Brian Cage going after Matt Seidel's X Division title. You got any quick thoughts on this, Trent?
I don't like
30 minutes in.
I don't like either one of them.
That's what I'd say.
They're both boring as fuck to me, honestly.
That's exactly what I fucking said.
Like they really are. They really are. Like I swear to God, they are. As plain as vanilla almond milk is what they are.
It's almost verbatim, word for word. What I said.
I don't. There's nothing.
That's a good tag name, Almond Breeze.
It is Almond Breeze. I went with the Almond Breeze today. The unsweetened vanilla, Bill. It's a good stuff. You know, I'm just trying to. I don't like. What, Jamin? What are you still drinking actual dairy? It's 2022 now. Come on.
Oh man,
I got a cow. I got a 70-year-old cow in the backyard. She's got one udder left. It's
what?
I'm asking.
Wisconsin's like another fucking planet, man.
I'm asking the guy who lives in Wisconsin if he's drinking real dairy still. How about that?
Of course, I eat 5 pounds of cheese and 2 gallons of milk a day. I mean,
same.
Right.
See, for these throwbacks like this 2018, we should have brought back like the 5-minute intro video.
Yeah,
with all the fucking clips.
I think it's half a Hemi album, about 50 sound bites.
Bro.
Oh, yeah,
bro.
It took Vince Russo ripping that to get it edited down.
That was Russo ripped us. He's like, bro, what the hell is this? I just sat through 15 minutes of intro putting yourselves over. What the hell is this intro? Like,
we're like, oh shit, he's busting our balls already.
I'm like, we're
Where's
dead.
the long ass soundbite of that too?
Wait, Jay, do you still have those old intros somewhere?
Probably somewhere, yeah. I'm not going to find it.
Your buddy Kyle. Your buddy Kyle.
Yeah,
that's the wrong one.
There's part of it.
That's not that's part of it, but he
I remember.
That is part of that rip up that he did on us. That's like where he's like sitting here with the J-Bone Trent Callihan. What the fuck is going on?
Callihan.
Callihan.
And it's stuck. It's stuck forever. Callihan.
It did.
Kyle thought he was being cool. He thought he was being KL on the mic. He's like, yeah, I want to be KL on the mic. Coming at you. Weekdays, shit like that.
And instead he got fucking Baba buoyed and ended up as fucking Kalon forever.
Right.
Kalon.
Your buddy Kyle. Your buddy Kyle.
All right, go ahead.
Shit.
All right, so then we got the Knockouts title next. This is a highlight of the show for me, absolutely. Madison Rayne, who was not helped by her husband, I might add. She ended up in a coffin by the end of the match versus Su Yung.
Oh, that was this one. I forgot about this.
I mentioned you, Jay, during the watch along as your favorite all-time entrance.
Oh, dude, I loved it. I mean, think about it. You see like the WrestleMania, the grand entrances, fog rolling down a ramp, a quarter mile of ramp, and you got the cloaked wonders. What the hell are they called?
The bridesmaids?
No, I'm talking about for like Undertaker. Like comparing
the Druids?
The Druids.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, Druids. So you've got that grand stage, but then now for an intimate setting like this, and you can only do so much. So you got the undead bridesmaids hauling out a coffin, and she pops out of the coffin. I'm not literally pops, but she comes out of the coffin and she's got the title, and then she stands on top of the coffin, and then starts the match. And I'm like, this was so cool. Like, this is the shit that
I miss
really
Sue.
I miss Sue too.
I miss Sue big time.
Sue. She is still she's still technically on the roster. So
she's just playing Mama right now. The little Mama.
Yeah.
Well, there is good news on that front. I saw she is advertised for an indie show at the end of July.
Nice.
Yay.
So sounds
Exciting.
like she's probably, who knows, maybe by Chicago.
yes,
It could probably, I would say. You know what's funny? So Rich was at AAW 2 months ago, and we were backstage, and I walked up on Swan, and Mad Fidget, like showing baby pictures to each other, like, dude, look at my little dude right here, and it's like, oh, dude, look at this shit, and I'm like, this is hilarious. I'm like a year ago, you guys were teaching each other how to like showing each other new fucking one hitters and bongs you bought, and like how to pack them, and now it's like, dude, look at my little fucking dude, man, I got him this Bret Hart fucking t-shirt.
You can do both. They make bongs for babies.
It was just hilarious to see them like being dads. I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like you guys are like grown up now. Like it's so funny. But yeah, right. Little baby swan's a cute little baby demon. It's a cute little dude.
I really quickly want to say something that I have noticed during this show. Huge kudos to the chat. If you're listening on audio or watching this back later, make sure you got the live chat up. Tons of good trivia from all of our regular chatters in here on this old show. This is really neat. This is like a treasure trove of information between Bill, who was there, all of us who've seen it, all the chat who really love this show. This is good shit.
This was a huge show, man. This was like Anthem's trying to like. This was Anthem. That's like
this was the beginning of Don's first show. This was really the beginning of where we are now.
This was kind of like they have to prove it with this show.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And this is, I said this at the beginning, and this is really when they started kicking off that whole hitting the road when they left Florida.
Yeah.
You know,
they had the big press conference on this one too. This was the one with the Bill, did they allow you guys at the press conference as part of the fan thing?
This one, did they allow us at the press conference? Because there has been times where they did little ones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if this is the one where they had it or not. Because I think they did one where down in Florida. But then they did some other ones. That one, I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did with fans. I don't think they did.
This is the one where I know like Aries and Moose had an amazing face off. Like the build for this was a great build. Like this is a great pay-per-view, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of the best, yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is such a unique time in the world of wrestling. And then we're also talking a little bit before we kicked off the actual review, talking about this time in wrestling was shortly before AEW started, and you know, like so many people that were on this card went there to just how wrestling in general changed so much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you know, shortly after this, so yeah, it's crazy.
That's nuts.
So, but yeah, so back to the Knockouts title match. Su Yung defending against Madison Rayne. Any other thoughts on this one?
The entrance is this whole story for me.
Yeah,
the entrance and the exit, because they put Madison in the coffin, which we've seen happen to Kiera. And several people have left Impact Wrestling via this method. Right. Madison just shows back up one day, though. So resolved.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Josh had to dig up his wife. I mean, that's awkward. Really, it's
kind of Madison could always come back, because I know people are talking out there because. It is like this is the era. Like there was the Mae Young thing. She left, came back. She went to Ring of Honor.
She left, came back. Mae Young Classic in WWE.
She was.
What? Really?
Mae Young?
2018?
She was in one of them. She was in one of the two.
No shit. Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Mae Young? Old ass Mae Young? What the
just named after her.
Yeah.
Wasn't wrestling Mae Young. Or the hand.
Come on.
I thought she was in the Ring of Honor. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. All right.
Which one's Jay? All right.
Which one's Jay?
So
all the people in chat that have been here for a long time were expecting this. Like the moment this show started, they just knew they were going to get this. And then Trent showed up and like that was it.
The throwback review, man.
Trent, what are you cooking?
I bought a rotisserie chicken, and I am
which kind?
Slicing it up. I'm getting it all chopped up. I'm getting it, piecing
Where
it
from?
Local store here called Jewel. It's like our Albertsons. Maybe if you've heard of Albertsons, we have Jewel is an Albertsons store. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Did some grocery. Yeah.
There you go.
Man, this is like early Panini days. Pasta Mania Trent talking about what's for dinner cooking.
We had to go back, man.
Prepping before the TNI, before the Impact Plus Weekly.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Fun classic.
All right, where do we leave off here? What's the next one?
All right, so Su Yung retains, a lot of fun, and all the extra stuff with the undead brides interfering and stuff. It's creepy. It's great. I love this stuff.
Awesome.
All right, so this is the part where the show really gets off the rails as far as the card itself. 51-50 street fight. The Impact Tag Team titles are on the line. We got the OGs, Hernandez and Homicide, with Eddie Kingston in tow. It's like I forgot Eddie Kingston he wasn't wrestling at the time, but he was like their manager, and now and I think they're like where he is now, and he's just gangbusters in AEW. Just like Wednesday, someone's gonna die. Someone's literally gonna die on Wednesday, and I hope to God it's not Eddie Kingston, but he's probably gonna be the guy that kills someone. Versus LAX, Santana, and Ortiz, flanked by Conan, K-Dog, if you will. Man, this feud, and this is one that lasted a while, and it just got nuttier and nuttier and more violent and more violent.
They ran over a kid. They killed a kid.
Yeah.
Poor Ricky. Yeah.
Poor Ricky got hit with a car.
Dude, this one went. This is July, right? The Slammiversary.
Yeah,
I think July 22nd.
I mean, this feud doesn't end till October.
BFG, Concrete Jungle, right?
That's crazy. How long this one went?
And never felt stale.
No.
Man, Santana and Ortiz, like that.
What are they doing now? What are they even doing?
Nothing.
I never hear their name at all.
They're not doing anything right now.
They're gonna be headlining Wednesday. Santana and Ortiz are gonna be.
I thought they were back with Jericho.
No, they've been away from Jericho for a while now. That was a huge thing. That whole separation got super violent.
What are they? They're not LAX, right? What do they call themselves?
No, they're just Santana and Ortiz.
But let me pose this question to the chat. Do you guys because they turned LAX into if the brand can have any different members in it, like the OG?
Yeah, they're in MLW now. LAX is MLW now. Yeah.
Oh, there is one in MLW.
There's new. What's his name? Danny Limelight and somebody else is LAX now.
Danny Limelight. Doesn't that guy have an old? Oh, wait a minute.
Danny Limelight. Doesn't that guy have a huge following on Twitter?
Huge career.
Jiminy Christmas.
Well,
what's the other guy's name? I don't fucking know.
See more of that guy than everyone.
Thank you, Critical Sting. Slice Boogie.
Slice Boogie.
The guy's name is Slice Boogie.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a cousin of.
I don't think it's his birth name.
Yeah, and then they have Conan and another manager, Dr. Julius Smith.
A second manager? There's two managers?
Yeah, a hype man and a manager, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Right. Wow, that's old school. Man.
I'm not opposed. Is anybody opposed to having an LAX and Impact?
No.
With two fresh guys, why not? People were skeptical when Santana Ortiz came in, but they nailed it. You know what I mean?
Oh, it did take a while. He was like, "Oh, who are these young guys, and how dare they have this gimmick?" Right? And man, they proved themselves. They became one of the, if not the hardest working tag team in the company, and they also proved themselves across the indies as well. It all up and down. Was it the East Coast? I believe they tore it up.
They were tag champs for us here at AAW too, so I got to work with them here. It's pretty cool.
Still the greatest tag team on the planet.
They even showed up in Milwaukee for a Blizzard Brawl.
Yeah, they did a lot, man. They were very active in a short period of time.
Yeah. But yeah, any other thoughts on this? This one was super violent. This is the one where Bill almost had a busted table, a homicide in his lap. I mean,
oh really?
It was nuts. Yeah, all this stuff literally happened right in front of him.
That's awesome.
Where Santana is like barely can get up, and Homicide just flies into him. The table just explodes, and Bill's literally inches away.
Bill, how many times has your life been on the line in the front row?
You become a veteran. You know what to do. You know when you know how to move and react. Although it is funny because there's been different ones. It's more like on indie stuff where it's like they don't like, oh, someone's going to do something, and like usually you'd be like move away, but sometimes they want you to like kind of like almost catch them type thing. So it's, you never know. It all depends on what a person wants. They got to almost read their mind on what it looks like.
They're covered in blood. I ain't catching them.
But yeah, you just kind of do a little lean back a little bit.
You guys notice, like, you know what the best thing in indie show, when like there's a crowd spot coming, everybody goes for their merch first. Like, I ain't fucking that up. They all grab their merch.
Yeah.
like fuck you, Santana. Ortiz ain't destroying my shit. And they were merch first before safety.
Well, that's why I almost like, especially with like Mr. Explosion, Nate Bach at the merch table and stuff. Like, if I ever get anything, it's like, leave it here. I'll see you after the show.
That's smart.
There you go.
Other than my gimmick bag, don't carry anything else. So maybe a Joe Doring head, gimmick bag. That's about it.
Has Joe said anything to you about that Joe Doring head? Has he ever like been like, oh, that's good, or some shit?
Oh yeah, we interact like that.
Yeah. Great job.
Thumbs up, nods, winks.
Wink.
That's how Joe communicates.
Good job. Thank you.
Nothing.
I'll let you live.
Sometimes he'll give you a ooh. Remember the ooh? Yeah.
Oh.
He's gonna win that world title on Friday, and then he's just gonna cut like a 30-minute promo.
I love that he's getting a main event slot.
Man. Oh yeah,
dude.
It's gonna be.
This guy was. They didn't think this guy would be alive today. Like that is be. Like that's phenomenal. That he's like.
And I know because he's the heel and stuff, but with the world title shot, it'd be nice if they gave you more of his backstory. Because like at Slammiversary, I felt like I gave Joe's story. Like, because people are like, well, why Joe Doring? Why Joe Doring? And I'm like, first of all, the dude's a badass. And then, like, if you know his story about beating cancer, like, you cannot not be a fan of Joe Doring.
Dude, they need to, like, bust some video out, do some sit down. Like, he was an Impact 15 years ago, you know, like, for a couple matches.
Even if you want to keep it kayfabe, nobody's ever pinned this dude. He's a fucking monster. Like,
he's undefeated.
There's no reason he shouldn't.
Rerun my Japan T-shirt where he's doing the clothesline, the cancer.
Absolutely. Brain. Yeah.
That shirt is phenomenal. Like, if anybody hasn't seen this, it's a caricature picture of Joe Doring clotheslining somebody so hard that the cancer is literally exploding away from her brand, that he fucking beat cancer's ass. That he like, it's amazing. That shirt is phenomenal.
It is.
Oh, that will be worn Friday at Against All Odds. So two
days. Fuck cancer on it, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's
tremendous. Tremendous. All right, so LAX do retain their titles, but they don't leave walking away holding their titles, because the OGs beat them down at the end, and they tag up their titles like, you know, old school NWO style, and they steal them. So that's what helps keep this storyline going.
I believe they held him for a while too. Like, they kept him hostage for a bit. Story.
Oh yeah. That was the goal. It was stealing titles and running over little kids.
That's awesome. Nice.
All right. Second to last match. This is what it's funny because I was like, okay, what am I going to make the cover of this video that we're going to do tonight? And I was looking at what I did 4 years ago, and I'm like, it's almost identical.
Tie them together.
It's almost identical, except the color scheme was different, but it's Pentagon and Sami Callihan. Nothing against Moose and Aries, but man, this this was it. This match just
Yeah.
This was amazing. Mask versus hair match. Pentagon Jr. he's so good at this point versus a lean, mean fighting machine, Sami Callihan.
Slammy Callihan. This dude doesn't fucking miss its Slammiversary ever.
Ever.
No one can touch his resume for Slammy Callihan Slammiversary. This match fucking killer. It just keeps getting worse and better and worse and better and gorier and fucking harder core. And you're like, holy shit, these dudes are gonna fucking die. And it's fucking awesome. What a badass match. That's all I got.
So I'm gonna tell I forgot what event it is, but right prior to this, they basically did the same match at AAW together because we had a few there first with these two, and like the spots were like they mirrored a lot of it, but they had such chemistry because they had been feuding in AAW leading up to this for almost 6 months. So like they worked together a ton leading up to this in Chicago. So there's a lot of experience. That's why this match, like if you watch it, they know, like they're literally reading each other's minds on this match.
Yeah,
this was that summer, and AAW isn't the only one because I've seen promos out there where Sami was talking about this guy follows me from town to town, and it was like this is a feud that literally went all over the country that summer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great chemistry. It's like sad that they haven't had a match in ages now because amazing chemistry with these two.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because if you look at what happened shortly after, Fenix and Pentagon went on to AAW. Sami stayed faithful, and just the whole landscape just changed radically.
Yeah.
But this is, man, just you remember how gnarly and nasty with the fluids, and I don't know.
God. Turn that down.
I don't know what the hell like Sami had flying out of him, but
the Holy Spirit, Jesus.
Wait, to quote Alicia,
yeah. And then one part of the demons were being exorcised from Sami all throughout the match. We'll just put it that way. He was insane.
If there was one good thing COVID did to wrestling is stop this bullshit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The fucking spinning.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
He didn't have a choice. Yeah.
Oh man, that shit was flying all over in the crowd and stuff too.
Because one of his old gimmicks was to spit and like let it rip.
Yes.
And then do the chop.
So I was so glad when COVID put an end to that part of this.
Yeah.
And then like on the indies, like the Tony Deppins all the world, the Snot Rocket spots.
There's a match of Davey Richards and Sami that was at AAW before I worked there at an event called Dirty Deeds, and literally all they did for the first 6 minutes of the match is spit on each other. It was just and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what am I watching here?
Yeah, that's not nobody want that biohazard.
I think of that one Tom Hanks dog movie where he's got
Turner
and Hooch, and he's talking about the shoelaces. You know, the dog is like drooling and it looks like shoelaces.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's enough.
All right.
Anyway.
Trent's still cooking.
Trent's the meat over here.
So, mask versus hair match. Pentagon wins this one, and they end up hacking the shit out of Sami Callihan's head. I mean, they take the trimmers and they're going forwards and backwards and sideways and up the back.
Little homage to a classic head shaving in the company.
No doubt. It's an homage to Raven. No doubt.
Yeah. It was just brutal. So brutal. Like, compared it to Ravens, it wasn't as bad as Ravens because they showed Raven's head and Raven was like bleeding everywhere because it was hacked up so bad.
Well,
although at this point, I think it's EC3 and Spud at that point became the most infamous one in company history.
Oh man, that was another one too. I forgot about that.
So that's one I never saw.
Jaba.
Oh, you never saw that one? That was a good one too.
Yeah, that's when I was real back and forth at the time. I just,
The best one. Best thing about that was that Spud's reaction, like the tearful reaction.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was the after of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I've seen that dumbass cry enough lately. It's
Wait.
He got his job back from crying on a Twitter about it.
And then,
crap. That's working a motherfucker, man.
And then got fired and brought back again.
I know.
Hey,
Spud
works
working,
for
dude.
him.
He's got to keep the income coming in. He got married while he was there.
So, but yeah, this was just
Chaos.
Just great. Oh, the other great part of the match before we move on to the main event is Pentagon, because he got something in his eyes. I forget what it was. It was blood in his eyes or something in his eyes.
Tax
or powder or whatever the hell it was. He was blinded. So he breaks. He thought he had Sami. He breaks Johnny Bravo's arm. So it takes Johnny Bravo, the ref, out of...
Referee Bravo.
Yeah, referee Bravo. Oh,
man.
Yeah.
Referee Bravo.
Sold it so good. He's just rolling around, just screaming.
Fucking Bravo, man. What a legend.
Dude,
so good.
Total legend. That really takes you back. That one aspect alone, the nostalgia from just a handful of 4 years ago. Bravo as a ref. I mean, the
last time we saw it was Wrestle House.
Yeah. But just like him being not even like a known character. He was just that ref, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like what he ended up being. Like now he's a fucking, like he's the man.
Critical Sting.
Yeah.
Bravo sold it like he got shot. Oh wait,
Bravo's character arc has been very unique in a lot of fun. And we've been a huge part of it.
Totally.
You know, which has
Dude,
been
he
cool.
literally ran angles on the show.
Dude, they canceled a show that had been on 17 years worth of a run on our show.
Right.
They canceled Explosion on our show.
Update the wiki page with that information.
Somebody update the wiki.
Can't get that back.
When you really think about that, that's fucking phenomenal.
It's crazy, man. Crazy.
They canceled Explosion on this show.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Fucking awesome.
That's fucking crazy.
That is nuts. Hey, man,
I don't feel guilty about that.
Smear calls him.
Dino Bravo got shot several times.
Yes, this is a true story.
Yikes.
Unfortunately, yeah. Different result.
Don't buy and sell illegal cigarettes, kids. That's what happens.
The dark side of the Impact.
Yes. Yeah. No, nobody from Impact has made Dark Side of the Ring, right?
Not yet.
No.
Well,
dude,
people that had brief, not for TNA runs, but like New Jack had one.
Oh yeah.
So like,
I'm thinking
technicalities. There's a few.
I'm more thinking like people you would associate as like TNA guys. Or,
like those are like he's not a TNA guy, but if like Shark Boy ends up like killing somebody, we got a problem. You know?
Exactly.
Like Shark Boy
he's he's currently winning matches on pay-per-views, bro. Shark Boy ain't going down.
He ain't going down like that.
Hell no.
I can turn it on anytime, Pat.
Come on,
no problem.
I love it. All right, let's get to that main, baby. Let's get to that main.
Main event time, the Impact World title. One of my favorites, Austin Aries, defending who we thought was going to become the next world champ at that time, Moose.
I have insight on this one, and I'm gonna. I can start with it.
Okay.
So two things. Number one, if you watch this match and watch everything about Moose up to this match, you'll see that it's almost a blessing in disguise that he lost this match, because the pivot from this, which at this point was his best match up to this point. Like he never, like Aries fucking got the best match out of Moose. But what it showed me was he wasn't, like you could tell he wasn't ready, and he needed that heel turn. Because after this match is when the Moose shift happens, and like that's where you got the Moose of today.
Yeah.
Pivoted from this.
Right, because it's with Eddie and all that stuff.
Like it started here because like if you think back, like man, had he won the title here, you never would have gotten that evolution from Moose. But I'll tell you what. So what I understand was he was initially going to win. He was supposed to win this to the point where Mama Moose was being flown out for this match. Like she was ready to be like on the plane. And apparently, when he found out he wasn't winning, Mama Moose was told to stay home. And his brother ended up still coming, but like he was really bummed at this time. But they basically told him like, dude, just trust us, it's gonna work out, and it did work out. In my opinion, it worked out great. Oh yeah, like knowing now, like what we know now, if we knew that back then, man, Moose's evolution over the course of the last 4 years has been amazing. He has turned himself into such an athlete. And on top of that, not just like becoming better physically, a better wrestler, better in shape overall. Because you look at how he looks here, and we're like, oh yeah, he's a monster. He's great. Now you look at him, and it's like you compare the two, and it's like, oh my god,
well, it looks like he's carved out of stone now.
Right.
Well, EC3 training him, man, like that whole thing was legit.
Yeah.
Like EC3 like basically whipped him into shape and everything. Like I think like him losing here was the best thing to happen to him. It might not make sense at the time,
right?
But if you look at it, like man, nobody worked him. Like Aries literally fucking made this guy work for that main event spot. And that was like you could see it's like Moose's best match up until that point. You're like fucking shit, like.
Truly
but
was.
He wasn't ready. I just don't think, looking back, he wasn't ready for it.
Makes sense.
Right. But yeah, and I think I know, like, controversy aside, he's still one of my favorites. Looking back at Austin Aries at this time, I loved him as champ.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, because it's not long after this how it falls apart at Bound for Glory.
Yeah, that was the beginning of his downfall.
Right.
That was the beginning of the downfall with him. It's like that shit got in the way. I mean, think about if you watch this match, you see what how good he is at a performer. Like, he should have been a total leader in this fight. And it's like, I don't know what we still to this day don't have a really clear picture on what the hell happened.
Well, you know what it looks like, and this seems in wrestling. You do a belt collector gimmick, it doesn't end well.
No.
Yeah.
Right. You end up on the shelf.
It goes right to your head.
Yeah. It just it's hard to like go back from one of those. How do you come back from a belt collector? Like how do you
nobody wants to kind of look bad at the end. Like I was the belt collector, now I'm just gonna lose all my belts.
Yeah.
Right. Getting them all is great, but
I'll tell you who's done it great. Deanna. Deanna 2 belts.
Yeah.
She left over in like a week.
Deanna's fucking great, though, as we know.
Well, she's a champ. Like these other people, they threaten to take a belt away and they cry.
Yeah.
Which I never get that, man. I don't understand why that happens. Like, dude, none of these are real. Like, relax. Like this shit isn't fucking really winning.
That's a prop.
I can't believe you're doing this to me. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
I do gotta say though, this was Aries did one of the coolest counters on a spear that I've ever seen. I can't even explain it. He I don't know. He like countered it where he, instead of going on his back, he like Supermaned it backwards. If you can kind of visualize them like that way under moves or whatever, and then he countered it into a submission move, and that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
That's how good Aries was.
Aries.
It also showed how good Moose was at the time to work with him. You know, to accomplish all this as well.
What were you gonna say, Alicia?
I was just gonna say Aries was very talented. Is very talented. Like, you can't take. I feel like you can't take that away from anybody who like busts their ass getting into the ring, even if you're not a fan of them. Like per se, you can't discredit what these people do for a living, and it's phenomenal.
To me, it's the biggest. It's the heartbreak of it. It's like, man, he had every opportunity if he had kept this thing straight with every. I mean, the Bound for Glory thing was the big downfall of it all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a bad look.
But he was positioned to be such a leader for the company. I mean, if you can get a fucking match, like he was getting these matches out of people so regular. It's like, dude, just I don't know, man. Leave your personal stuff where it is. I don't know, like fuck, just go out there and be a goddamn champ, man. I don't know, fuck.
It was beyond personal with him, though. He let it become work. He made the company look like shit.
Well, that's where it is. That's where the line was started. Because honestly, from almost anything, I could care less. Like if you're going to do good in-ring work, I'll happily watch it. If you're backstage politicking, who cares? Like that might not be good for the company, but for the fan, who really cares? But once you bring it into the ring, that's issues. The biggest show of the year that Impact will say it is, Bound for Glory.
Live.
Do that at the end. Oh boy.
Yeah. It was a very we were
Johnny.
Tessa Blanchard the shit.
And similar to kind of like two of the most talented wrestlers of an era from the men and the women's side, and they both go in these directions that just costed so much.
He's still working though, so
but he was gone for a while. Like, he's kind of
probably still work with
Starbucks. You got to do like indies here, do a little bit more
he's
here.
Not working a ton though. He told me he's like, I'm very much canceled out. Like I don't get a lot. So
hey,
like,
don't be an asshole. You won't get
that's
so-called canceled. More like consequences, really. Yeah. You know, don't fucking worry. For a fucking company, like that's consequences of your action.
I think it's when it comes down to is like maybe not so much the fans if they start disliking you, it's whatever, but it's when you start rubbing promoters and shit the wrong way, and that's what is ultimately the gangrene on the fucking wound.
I think if you're rubbing carny promoters the wrong way.
Right.
But that's exactly it though. It's like there's so many fucking promoters, and if they don't, even the shittiest of the shit don't like you, what does that fucking tell you?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm sorry, there are promotions where the biggest fuckhead in the world could get fucking booked. Right. It's not hard. It's wrestling. You know what I mean? But you know.
That says a lot. I never thought about it like that, actually. Like for Tessa, she's a moneymaker, big time moneymaker.
Yeah, Tessa is a fucking. It's just she's not working anywhere, right? Like
she got fired from WoW 2 weeks ago.
She did. Holy
was shit. That? I thought that was longer for some reason.
Oh, maybe it was longer.
It was longer. But Ortiz reported like 2 weeks ago because.
Wow. She's been fired for longer than they.
Yeah, they made that public. That was fucking public when it happened.
Yeah,
I just found out.
The promotional.
Well, I think WoW put out something recently about the schedule, and that's like, oh yeah, she's gone, but she was released way back.
Did they say why? I mean, do we just assume it's because she was same story as always?
Yeah, I think everyone's just going with the trouble to work with.
Yeah,
issues.
Isn't that crazy? Wow.
Yeah, it's a shame. You know, it's. If there was a place for her to at least try to like rebound her career, that would have been a great place to do it because it's all women and it's a unique atmosphere. You know, it's different. Yeah. It's I'm looking forward to it. There's some OGs that are coming back that I noticed on the promotional material, and a lot of new faces that I've never seen before. So I'm really looking forward. But she is nowhere on the promotional material at all. And when they're showing, they'll do a lot of like single matches from the last couple seasons, and they're not playing anything of hers.
Sad story, man. But I'll tell you what, man. Going back just to wrap up this show. This main event. It has been said to be like one of the top matches. Like it definitely gets put on lists and stuff. And it's a great match, and it was built really well. The key is, it was Anthem's first build. Really, like this was their first major, I think somebody said Redemption or Rebellion was their first
Redemption. One, I think Critical Sting said.
Yeah, but this was like the first Slammiversary. You know, like their first major one that they really got to like get in deep with. So I think, it definitely was built right. Press conferences, a lot of media. So I think it was an exciting, like I remember watching this and ordering it and at no point did I feel like I wasted $1 on ordering the pay-per-view.
Johnny Impact threw out the first pitch at the Toronto Blue Jays game. I mean, they had all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, that footage they did show that footage. He took pictures with some people, and
this one was done right, man. This one was done right, no question about it.
Yeah, it's a killer show. It's an absolute 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with this show for a second. The backstage segments production is top notch.
Cinematic era, man.
Yeah. Okay. If I had to say one bad thing about this show, and it's minor, I don't like Alicia, dude. I never.
Yeah, I knew that's where you were going. Yeah, we have a much better interviewer now.
She was the interviewer, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because it was Canada.
And for a hot minute, she was pretty much gone after Scarlett made her debut.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, well, she's the one who they had the whole thing with Scarlett was like, shut up, 5 of 10 is talking.
United now in MLW.
That was the best.
Right.
5 of 10 is
Wait,
talking. Dude, I love
Scarlett's an MLW?
No, Alicia is.
Oh, yes, she's their viewer, right?
Wait,
Scarlett's
Cross and Scarlett are an MLW.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, so
not signed. I think he's just doing some spots.
Yeah,
but once again,
all over.
Where are they going to go?
Yeah,
they're just gonna just do spots and stuff. But we're all total sidebar. Does Alicia too manage a guy named Richard Holiday?
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy's debuting for us at AAW in 2 weeks, and I've never seen him. I've seen clips of.
Okay.
I thought, so now you said it was her. I think like her and him making out and shit.
I wasn't a huge fan when I was watching MLW. He was all right. He's part of the dynasty with MJF and Hammerstone, and MJF and Hammerstone are both better.
I loved Holiday. He reminded me of a young. He reminded me. This may be a long shot, you might think, but I watched him long enough. He reminded me of a young Orton.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
It's such a random. Like we were all like
personality wise.
We were all told like, "Hey, Richard Holiday's going to be at the show." I'm like, wait, who? Like what?
Did he come in through Hammerstone?
I'm guessing he probably did. Now that you guys mentioned that, I'm guessing that's a Hammerstone.
I mean, to me, like when I was watching, the guy that stood out to me on the mic was MJF. The guy that stood out to me in the ring was Hammerstone, and then there was the third guy.
He's the third guy.
Yeah,
he's the third man. So that's how I felt about Richard Holiday, at least.
Okay.
All I remember about Richard Holiday was the earbuds. He always had his
earbuds. Which he doesn't have anymore. That was his gimmick, the earbud gimmick.
Right.
that was the gimmick, the earbuds.
Earbuds.
Oh.
That was when those were real hot, like a handful.
Oh my AirPods.
Yeah,
so
the AirPods. Yeah.
So we officially have done Slam 18 on the channel now.
Yes.
It only took a couple years past the actual date, but it's done.
4 years late. So, all right. So next up for the TNI crew is going to be season 2 of WoW Women of Wrestling. J-Bone will be leading that. Oh no. Wait, are we going to do Emergence or are we just going to skip it and then do it
that got done eventually?
No, I know, but this one coming up, are we going to skip it? Should we just plan to skip it and do it next week?
I don't know. I every time I say maybe, it doesn't happen.
You're all going to be there. All of you are going to be there.
Most of us are going to be there, so yeah, we actually have to skip it.
Yeah. Well, so
that one's
Alicia and I could do Emergence maybe if we're around.
You guys,
we'll see.
You guys should do the live watch along, and then just be like, "Oh, there's Bill and J-Bone, and I see Trent."
I guess we're not doing a review tonight. They're all there.
Yeah.
Trent, did you get tickets yet or no?
No, but I'll tell you why after we get off the air. I got some cool stuff cooking on that one. So.
Oh, okay.
Remember, they're in Chicago. Just keep that in mind.
There you go.
Wait, but that could be anybody. Rock Hard Juice Robinson, is that what you're doing?
Rock Hard Club. That T-shirt is amazing.
It really is. It's better than Hard as Fuck.
Oh, come on. Class.
That was a good run from Willie Morrissey, though. Hey, can I get you know what? Hold on, real quick, just because it hasn't happened.
Your fucking water bottle sounds like wind chimes every time you pick it up. It sounds like mystic wind chimes.
No, that's my natural aura. Hold on.
You got hair on your booty cheeks.
Oh. I've had kids with Willie for all time.
I never noticed he makes a face after he says it, like, oh.
Dude,
even the serious face, like, you got to answer me or not? Like,
dude, the best part about the Willie Mack appearance on this show was at the fucking end of the show when we're talking about him. And he fucking is like, I'm still here. And he's in the fucking chat. He's been there the whole time. He's like, yeah, no, I'm still here.
He's like, he stayed in the chat for the whole show.
I said I missed that one.
Like,
oh my god.
Crazy.
What a trip down memory lane. It's weird that there's five of us on here at once these days. There was a day where this was just a fucking Thursday, right? Or Tuesday back then.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's it for this one. We'll chat afterwards once we're
on here. Hey, for everybody who's listening, tweet us, hit us on the Facebook, hit us in the Discord. Let us know if you like this. I did see a couple comments that people like the throwback pay-per-view reviews. Who knows? Maybe we do some more. So
maybe we'll do some more slams or something prior to TNI.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let us know.
All right, wrap it up, Jay.
Go back a handful of years. It's fun. All right. Should we do socials and get out of here?
Yeah. I'll do those. I'll do the all right, guys, follow us at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then all the audio for this show, Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Rate, review, and subscribe. TNI and YouTube. Don't forget to sub to that. Total Nonstop at Impact on YouTube and Twitch. Look it up. We're all over the place. Just if you Google Total Nonstop, we come up. It's like literally Action and Impact. Like we come up right there. So like all of our links are like page 1 of like Google results. So just go ahead and give us a follow. PWTs, Patreon, patreon.com/We Talk Impact. Get a hold of us there, guys. And then merch, Spreadshirt, PWTs, all that stuff. We're all everywhere. Go ahead, Jay.
There you go. All right. You can find me on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. You want to laugh and see what I looked like 4 years ago, that my review for Slam is on there too. This is pre TNI. So yeah. In fact, I think I made a Trent. Yeah, no, there's no hair. No. In fact, I got a completely different beard on it too. There's like no mustache, but a goatee. It's weird. But anyways.
I have nothing left.
He was a young bone. Oh, did you get rid of your hair?
I did. Shit. Dude, it's like it's 115 degrees every fucking day. No, seriously. I got up one day and I was outside smoking a bowl or some shit, and my hair was just fucking covered in sweat. It was stuck to my face. I was like, dude, I'm gonna get pimples and shit in my 40s. I walked inside, I took some scissors, I cut all my fucking hair off and shit.
Oh, you did it yourself? Fuck
yeah, dude. For 2.5 years I've been cutting my own hair now. Thanks, Panini.
No hair cuttery for Mark.
No. Hair cuttery? Haircutadoria.
Oh God. All right, Bill, where can they find you?
Mainly on the Twitter, same on the Instagram. Maybe I'll be there at some point. My name's William M. Gardner.
Nice.
And at a show at Against All Odds in Atlanta this weekend. See you there.
Front row.
Dude, Raven is going to be on that.
Yes, absolutely. You cannot find me anywhere except for the motherfucking Funk Boutique.
Get down.
Is that the new name for the Discord?
In the Discord. You can always find me. You can always find me in the Discord. If you're new, please check the link in the bio. The Discord is the true heart of this community. If you like talking about wrestling and other shit and just making friends and extended family, then the Discord is your place. We're your family.
There you go.
Funk Boutique, baby.
That invite is in the description of the video. Alicia, where can they find you?
Here and there. Under the handle Alicia BKK. No, Twitter, Instagram, not Facebook. Don't try to add me on Facebook.
Leave her fucking alone on Facebook, all right?
It's for family and friends only.
God damn,
it's not listed in her socials. For fuck's sake.
I haven't seen biting like that from a woman since I left my ex-wife for her sister.
Steve said, but yeah, and also I lurk in the Discord, judging, moderating, being the all-knowing.
Judging. I just laugh because I like when I like when something happens in the Discord where Alicia is never visible, and then in our group chat something will pop up, and I'm like, oh shit.
You know, it's going down if I pop up in the Discord. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah. You guys have been warned. Y'all been warned.
Watch out, you respectfully posters.
Fucking evil eye.
I used to have a last name, but now a billionaire keeps it in a safe.
I'd be a dog. All right, you guys get me at Transberry on Twitter. That's it. Go ahead, Jay. Wrap her up.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see y'all. Let's see. Tomorrow is the team TNI UK.
Yes.
By the way, Bison's going to travel all the way to Chi-Town, too.
Yes. Yeah.
God dang.
Yeah.
He's flying. He's going to be in Indianapolis for like a dance competition for his daughter, I want to say.
And then it's a student of his wife's.
Okay. And then he's taking a bus or he's renting a car and driving from Indianapolis to Chicago. Or no, he's flying. He's going to take a flight, he said.
Actually, he said he's going to ride a beefalo all the way to Chicago.
All the way. And then, he's going to be here. Apparently, Bill J-Bone, I think Violet's going to be there as well. Bison, he likes to buy rounds for everybody. Milk him for all he's got. Bison
Justin's going to be there. Brian's going to be there. I mean, you guys have a shit ton of people.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. But I'm saying Bison met Kyle, and Kyle milked him for every dollar he had.
Scumbag.
It was amazing. Fucking
Kyle's still living off that monster munch he got him.
Yeah. Fucking Kyle, you piece of shit. All right, man.
Is it Odark? Because he's also owes my money?
Yeah, that too. All right, folks. All right, so TNI UK tomorrow, noon Central, 1 Eastern, and then Thursday, the full crew will be back for the watch long and the review afterwards. All right.
Woo.
Take care, folks. We'll see you.
See ya.